start with the another subtopic of plant growth and movement. Differentiation. As you all know that meaning of differentiation, you have to differentiate it. That's exact meaning. That's a normal grammatical meaning of differentiation. So differentiation is nothing but it is a permanent qualitative changes in structure, chemical and physiological of cell wall and protoplasm. So differentiation is nothing but changes. Okay, in one word, if you say differentiation, it is called changes. So what does it a role in the plant growth? So it is a permanent qualitative changes in structural, chemical and physiological. So all the changes structurally, chemically and physiologically, the changes occurring in the cell wall and protoplasm of cell is the differentiation. Usually this differentiation, any differentiation cannot be happen, haphazardly. It has to require some sort of movements. For that, here in the plant growth, the differentiation starts when the repression of some genes. There are certain genes, if it is goes repressed, that means it does not show its reactions, okay, it does not show its dominancy, that leads to the structural, chemical and physiological changes in the cell wall. So usually there are certain genes which is involved for the qualitative changes in the plant. Those genes, if it goes repressed, okay, that will lead to the differentiation. So this is one thing, differentiation. The next one is de-differentiation. Differentiation is nothing but changes. De-differentiation is nothing but there is no changes which is happening in the living cells is the de-differentiation. So what happened is, usually a cell has the capacity to divide normally. So this process will be normally which is happening, that we called it as de-differentiation. De-differentiation is nothing but process of despecialization of differentiated living cells. It means differentiation is specialization occurring in the changes is the differentiation, whereas de-differentiation is process of despecialized of differentiated living cells is the de-differentiation, so that it regain the capacity to divide. So when the regain the capacity to divide, that's we called it as de-differentiation. Next, third one is redifferentiation. Redifferentiation means the changes has already occurred, in that in spite of that changes there is some more changes is occurring is called the redifferentiation. So here again the structural, chemical and physiological specialization of cells derived from de-differentiation. So differentiation is already occurred. In that differentiation in the structural, chemical or physiological, again there is some changes, specialization is occurring from the de-differentiated, is called the redifferentiation. So I hope it is clear. Next we move on to photoperiodism. Photoperiodism, it means photo means light, periodism means time required for the light. Okay, this is in short, in normal language we call that. So for light required for the certain amount is called the photoperiodism. So effect of duration of light. So what is the effect of duration of light is the in the plant is the photoperiodism. Based on the photoperiodism, we have classified the plants into many types. On that, first type, second type, and this is third type, fourth type, fifth type. So based on the photoperiodism, we have classified the plants into 5 types. The first one is called long day plants. It means the light required above a critical level. It means there is some critical level for the plant. If the light require above critical level, that kind of a plants we called it as long day plants. So in that, the example is wheat, oat, sugar beet, radish, lettuce. All this will comes under the long day plants. It means receive light above a critical level is the long day plants. Next one is short day plant. It means light receive below a critical level. So there will be a critical level. If the light receive below the critical level, we called it as short day plant. Example is tobacco, potato, rice. Tobacco, potato and rice. These are requires the short day plant. The third one is day neutral plants. The third one is day neutral plants. So in this day neutral plants, neutral, it means there is no reactions. Okay. So the photoperiodism does not have any effect on this plant is called the day neutral plants. So again I'll repeat, there is no effect of photoperiodism on this plant is called the day neutral plants. Example is tomato, maize, cotton, sunflower. All these four comes under the day neutral plant. The fourth one we move on to is short long day plant. Short long day plant. It means photoperiodism required for the particular functioning of a plant. So short long day plant is photoperiodism required for the particular period of the functioning of a plant. Say for example here, photoperiodism for initiation of lower part of the root and for the blossoming. Okay, for that alone photoperiodism is required. Example is Campanella medium. The plant is called Campanella medium. Okay, this requires a short long day plants. And the last one is long short day plants. It means again the photoperiodism required for initiation of flowering. Here, there it is for the lower part of the root and the blossoming, and here it is initiation of flowering. It requires a long short day plants. Example is bryophyllum. Example is bryophyllum. So to summarize with this, I'll explain it to you. There are three types. Of changes will be happening. First one is differentiation, that is qualitative permanent changes happening in the structural, chemical and physiological is the differentiation. De-differentiation is the reverse of the differentiation is the de-differentiation, so that it regain the capacity of the cells to divide is the de-differentiation. Re-differentiation is de-differentiated. In that de-differentiated plants, again specialization of quality changes occurs in the structural, chemical and physiological is the re-differentiation. So next we move on to photoperiodism. Photoperiodism is effect of light on the plants. Based on that, we have classified into 5 types. First one is long day plants. It means receive light above the critical level. So that's we call it as long day plant. Short day plant is receive the light below a critical level is the short day plant. Next one is day neutral plants. It means photoperiodism does not have any effect on the plants. Example is sunflower, tomato, maize, cotton. And the fourth one is short long day plants. It means photoperiodism required only for the specialized functioning of the plant. Here it is for the lower part of the roots as well as the blossoming part. It requires a short light. And long short day plant is again it is actually a specialized functioning of the plant. Here initiation of flowering requires a photoperiodism. Okay, so with this we have completed the photoperiodism. Next topic we are moving to is vernalization. Vernalization. You know that what is mean by vernalization. It is ability of low temperature treatment to convert cereal to spring cereal. It means usual cereal can be converted into spring cereal. For that, ability of low temperature treatment. It means you treat the plant below the low temperature so that the particular plant will be converted into specialized plant. That we called it as vernalization. Usually, vernalization will be taken place only in the meristematic tissues. Okay, especially the site for vernalization is apical meristem. Okay, usually the site for vernalization is apical meristem. So apical meristem will be seen in the shoot tip root apex. Okay, all these four places the meristematic tissues are there. So in that meristematic tissue, the apical site, the vernalization will be happening. What is vernalization? Ability of low temperature treatment to convert the cereal into spring cereal. We continue with the vernalization. What are the factors which affect the vernalization? Everything in the